to Patti LaBelle sells her what's the technical term? Artist royalties from her entire catalog to Primary Wave. Now, like I was saying, I don't know if Patty's I wouldn't sell my catalog right off the bat. I mean, these days I wouldn't sell my catalog just yet. Maybe a little bit later because, like I said, you never know what happens. Anything you could, anything is possible. You could garner more money randomly from something that happens, and then that money could be more than what the deal was. You never know. So I'm just like, I'm shocked at this situation, but being in Patty's shoes, her maybe her artist royalties are a little bit lower. I don't know. Maybe they paid. Maybe the deal was they paid more. Um, they paid her more for her royalties than she was garnering each quarter or whatever, each year, or whatever you call it, whatever you would say. Um, what else would I want to say? I totally just went blank. I'm so tired, but I'm shocked. I think I'm still in like shock because I'm just like I hope nothing is wrong health wise. Like I said, she's still touring. I think she said she told Tamron Hall yesterday that the Queen's tour is coming back earlier next year. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. She said the second leg, but I don't know if she was I don't know if this is true or not, but she said what is going on with these ads? Okay, let me find something else. Um Primary Wave. So I wonder if like maybe Primary Wave is a publishing company, possibly. Okay, they are a publishing company, music. So maybe they will publish. Maybe she has like a publishing deal with them. Let me see. Okay, it doesn't say. Maybe she'll have like a publishing deal with them for her upcoming album that she's working on. She told Tamron. I mean, she just keeps going around telling everybody. I don't know. It's so funny Patti LaBelle making an album. Let me go to a Patti picture. Patti LaBelle making an album uh, that journey is always funny to listen to her go through because I don't know for whatever reason maybe she's taking her time trying to get it maybe she's trying to like get it right maybe she needs the right deal. I know the last album, Bellamage, the jazz album, was kind of random. Not random, like doing it, but it's just like it came out all of a sudden. And then like that gospel album, I remember, I think it was like the late '80s. She was talking in like interviews talking about, I'm gonna make a gospel album. And then in 2005, that album, or 2004, I think it was five. That album finally came out. So it's just like it's funny when Patty seems to always have a difficult time getting music out for whatever reason. Uh, it's not like she's like tied down to anything or like signed with like a label that's holding her back or anything. Like at this point, she's 81 and has a lot of freedom. If I'm not mistaken, I think their last album was like sort of independent or like on her label or something like that. So, and then you never know. She might go and sign something with a label, whatever, whatever. So maybe she does. Maybe she has a deal with Primary Wave to um, publish and release this album that's coming up that she's working on. When she was on the Tamron Hall show, and it's so interesting. When journalists, like I keep up with certain people and what they say over the years. Patty, they're always going to talk about Elton John. They're going to talk about um, cooking in the kitchen and or cooking, at home, and They're gonna talk about what else do they always talk about? Elton John, the that rock band, her cooking back then. What's his name? Richard Pryor. They're gonna ask about Aretha Franklin. You know, she always talks about certain things, and one thing Patty always talks about is even I think it has really to do with racism. But one thing she always talks about, I think I just jumped ahead to an answer. One thing she always talks about is wanting to be bigger, wanting to have all the accolades. I think she's mainly talking about in her younger years being an artist, being a black artist, not getting the just dues. Some people people have their thoughts about Patti LaBelle, but Patti LaBelle is a really good singer and a really talented singer, and I think she brought a completely interesting vocal technique and approach to R&B music, and she's really sung everything: jazz, country, pop, the R&B. She had I don't think she's had like an official like rock song, but she sang rockish music. And I think the one thing Patty, she always talks about, like I said, she always talks about wanting to be bigger and having like the Barbara Streisand, um, having the Barbara Streisand attention and love and accolades probably. Like Luther, Patty. I didn't realize. Oh, Shaka Khan is really big. Because to me, Shaka Khan doesn't have the voice Patty does, and or yeah. But Shaka Khan is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Patti LaBelle is not. Patti LaBelle is always the underdog in the group of her peers, but yet she has the most vibrant, fun show out of her peers. She always has like really great fans, and she's always really attentive to her fans and the people that support her. And when she was talking to Tamron, and like every journalist, they're just shocked when she's like, "I want to be bigger. I want to be bigger. I want it to be bigger. I want, I think she wanted the Grammy. She's been nominated so many times, and it's just like certain things. Her albums they're not multi-million selling, but like I said, she has lots of gold and lots of platinum albums. She has lots of R&B hits, but only like two, maybe you can call it one official, one uh pop hit, I guess you would call it, like number one on like the Billboard Hot 100, and that would be On My Own, and then Lady Marmalade with LaBelle. So I'm just like, I see where she's coming from in terms of that, and like her Be Yourself and Burnin'. I feel like Burnin' was like a resurgence in her career. And then, Gems, and then all these other albums. They're really great albums, but I don't think they sold that well. When a Woman Loves, I think flopped. And sometimes she has like these like little like burns, and then she has like these resurgence. To me, in terms of like the sound, in terms of sometimes the selling appeal of it of the album, but I totally get it. At some point, it was just like, what's going on here? And I see it in her career. Yeah, she's selling out like a tour, selling out concerts, but it's just like the music isn't charting high. And it's just like, what happened? What happened? I don't know. But then you hear her talk about at the end of the Tamron House show, she was doing like this questionnaire, and Tamron was asking her, "What is the one thing you've done for yourself that is beautiful?" And Patty said, "Taking care of a couple of people in my life that are going through hard times. And I'm just like, that's what it's about. And then they briefly talked about Patty and the pack, the P something is Patty. Um, what's his name? The guy that's like her business partner, and Zuri. They have like this like foundation or something that helps other people get their food and their product off the ground and like into stores and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's what it's about also. So I'm just like, yeah, certain career things didn't flourish how they probably should have, music wise, but you do have you giving back to people. You're able to take care of your family. You're able to take care of friends or whoever you need to take care of. Like the giving isn't a problem, and it's something to be recognized with. And she does have a whole lot of, BET honors, and then Essence Woman of the Year, I think it was, or Legend of the Year award she just got not too long ago. She's performing always at a gala. She's always like working, and I'm just like, yeah, sometimes the music didn't work out, but the pies have sold like 3 million or something like that, and she owns the pies. Um she just has like a distribution deal with Walmart. She's in Kroger with the I wish the other food was available. I don't know what the mac and cheese, the jalapeno mac and cheese was about. I wasn't feeling that one. Well, not that I wasn't feeling. I just like I'm not interested, so I didn't get it. But there was the bedding, there was the hot sauces and barbecue sauces and the bedding in Macy's or something like that. And then there was now the cobblers are in Walmart, and she owns all of that. It's just a distribution deal. People like made some weird rumor about that. That was so weird. She's always on tour. I'm sure she collected a nice check for this Queens tour that just happened, and she's going to Australia. So things are looking really great. So I don't. I feel bad that she. And it probably is another thing. Like her family isn't here anymore to really like actually see this, and that probably sucks hard and probably like weighs hard on her heart. And she's always talking about. She was saying it's hard to talk about herself in such a grand way, but it's just like you have a lot to talk about, even though it does. It really is annoying that Patty isn't everybody's go to. There's Gladys, there's Shaka Khan, there's Aretha Franklin, there's Barbara Streisand. There's sometimes people will talk about Donna Summer, and I'm just like, wait, there's Patti LaBelle too. She's still vocally great. She still is really entertaining, and she's definitely the underdog. Like I said, she's definitely the underdog in her circle of women that are still singing and women that are still here. Leave a comment below. What do you guys think? I'm interested. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening